Hello all, welcome to the next session on storage area networks. So today we'll be discussing the chapter on monitoring the storage infrastructure. Okay, now let us see what are the parameters that we can monitor. What are the monitoring parameters? Now storage infrastructure components should be monitored for these four parameters as it mentioned in this particular slide. The first parameter that we need to monitor is the accessibility, followed by the capacity, the performance, and then the security. These are the four parameters that needs to be monitored when we are talking about monitoring the storage infrastructure. Now let us look at each of these monitoring parameters in a bit more detail. What is accessibility? Accessibility refers to the ability of a component to perform its desired operation during a specific time period. Okay, so accessibility refers to the availability of a component to perform its desired operation during a specified time period. So monitoring the accessibility of hardware components, for example, it might be a port or an host bus adapter or a disk drive, or some software components which may be the examples may be a database. So monitoring the accessibility of hardware and software component, it involves checking their availability status by reviewing the alerts generated from the system. Okay, we need to continuously review the alerts generated by the hardware and the software components, or the notifications or the alerts that is generated by the system. For example, a port failure might result in a chain of availability alerts. So if one port fails, there may be a chain of multiple availability alerts. So we need to continuously monitor for, or we need to continuously check the availability status by reviewing the alerts that the system generates. A storage infrastructure uses the redundant components to avoid the single point of failure. Failure of a component might cause an outage that affects the application availability, or it might cause performance degradation even though accessibility is not compromised. Now, continuously monitoring the expected accessibility of each component and reporting any deviation helps the administrator to identify the failing components and plan corrective action to maintain the service level agreement requirements. So that is about accessibility. Now let us see what do you mean by capacity monitoring. What is capacity? Capacity refers to the amount of storage infrastructure resources that are available. Examples of capacity monitoring include examining the free space available on a file system or a RAID group, the mailbox quota allotted to the users, or the number of ports available on a switch. So all these things comes under the capacity monitoring. We may examine the free space that is available on a file system or a RAID group, or we may check the mailbox quota that is allocated to the users. We all know Gmail allocates a certain space to every user, something like that. That also needs to be monitored, and also the number of ports available on a switch. Inadequate capacity leads to degraded performance or even application or service unavailability. Okay, so inadequate capacity, it leads to degraded performance or even application or service unavailability. Now capacity monitoring ensures uninterrupted data availability and scalability by averting outages before they occur. So capacity monitoring ensures uninterrupted data availability and scalability by averting outages before they can occur. So before any outages can occur, we can avoid the data unavailability or data downtime by capacity monitoring, which ensures uninterrupted data availability and the scalability as well. For example, if 90% of the ports are utilized in a particular SAN fabric, this could indicate that the new switch might be required if more arrays or servers need to be installed on the same fabric. We need not wait until 100% of the switches are being utilized. So we can set some threshold. For example, if 90% of the ports are utilized in a particular SAN fabric, so this could indicate that a new switch might be required if more arrays or servers need to be installed on the fabric. Capacity monitoring usually leverages analytical tools to perform trend analysis. So capacity monitoring, it takes the benefits of analytical tools. We can use some analytical tools to perform something called as capacity uh, monitoring. We call it as trend analysis. These trends help us to understand the future resource requirements and provide an estimation on the timeline to deploy them. So that is about capacity monitoring. Okay. Then we have something called as the performance monitoring. Performance monitoring evaluates how difficult or how efficiently different storage infrastructure components are performing and helps to identify the bottlenecks. So performance monitoring evaluates how efficiently different storage infrastructure components are performing and helps to identify the bottlenecks. Performance monitoring measures and analyzes behavior in terms of response time or the ability to perform at a certain predefined level. So performance monitoring measures and analyzes behavior in terms of the response time or the ability to perform at a certain predefined level. Performance monitoring also deals with the utilization of resources, which affects the way resources behave and respond. So performance monitoring also deals with the utilization of resources, which affects the way the resources behave and responds. Performance monitoring or performance measuring is a complex task that involves assessing various components on several interrelated parameters. The number of input outputs performed by a disk, the application response time, network utilization, and server CPU utilization are examples of performance parameters that are monitored. So, monitoring a storage infrastructure for security helps us to track and prevent unauthorized access when accidental or malicious, whether they are accidental or malicious. So we just discussed the performance monitoring. Now let us move on to the security monitoring. So monitoring the storage infrastructure for security helps us to track and prevent the unauthorized access, whether it might be accidental or malicious. Security monitoring helps to track unauthorized configuration changes to the storage infrastructure resources. Security monitoring helps us to track the unauthorized configuration changes to the storage infrastructure resources. For example, security monitoring tracks and reports the initial zoning configuration performed and all the subsequent changes. So security monitoring also detects unavailability of information to authorized users due to a security breach. Physical security of a storage infrastructure can also be continuously monitored using badge readers, biometric scans, or video cameras. So this is one more way to monitor the security, that is by ensuring the physical security of a storage infrastructure, which can be achieved through using badge readers or biometric scans or the video cameras. So these are the 4 parameters that we need to consider while monitoring the storage infrastructure. It involves the accessibility, the capacity, the performance, and the security. Now let us try to understand what are the components that will be monitored. Okay, there are 3 major components that can be monitored. First one is the host, second we have the storage network itself, and the third one is the storage array or the storage. Let us first see how the hosts are monitored, or why do we need to monitor the host. The accessibility of host depends on the availability status of the hardware components and the software processes running on it. For example, a host network interface card failure might cause inaccessibility of the host to its user, right? If the network interface card of a host fails, then it might cause inaccessibility to the host to its user. Server clustering is a mechanism that provides high availability if a server failure occurs. We have something called as server clustering, which is a mechanism that provides high availability if a server failure occurs. In server clustering, so multiple servers will be working or providing services in parallel. So one of the server fails, that services can be given through some other alternative server over there. Monitoring the file system capacity utilization of a host is important to ensure that sufficient storage capacity is available to the applications. Monitoring the file system capacity utilization of a host. It is important to ensure that sufficient capacity monitoring is available to the applications. Running out of a file system space disrupts the application availability. Monitoring helps to estimate the file system's growth rate and predict when it will reach 100%. So monitoring helps us to estimate the file system's growth rate and predict when it will reach 100%. Accordingly, the administrator can extend the file system space proactively to prevent application outage. Now, the use of virtual provisioning technology enables the efficient management of storage capacity management, or it enables the efficient management of storage capacity requirements, but is highly dependent on the capacity monitoring. Now, the host performance monitoring mainly involves a status check on the utilization of various server resources such as CPU and memory. Okay, host performance monitoring, it mainly involves a status check on the utilization of various servers resources such as the CPU and the memory. For example, if a server running an application is experiencing 80% of CPU utilization, it indicates that the server may be running out of the processing power, and which can lead to degraded performance and slower the response time. So administrators can take several actions to correct the problem, such as upgrading or adding more processors and shifting the workload to different servers. In a virtualized environment, additional CPU and memory may be allocated to the virtual machines dynamically from the pool if available to meet the performance requirements. So security monitoring on the servers involves tracking of the login failures and the execution of unauthorized applications or software processes. Proactive measures against the unauthorized access to the servers are based on the threat identified. For example, an administrator can block user access if multiple login failures are logged. So what we need to keep in mind is whatever parameters that we discussed in this slide, that is accessibility, capacity, performance and security, should be monitored for the host, for the storage network and for the storage as well. Now let us see how can we monitor these parameters for the storage network. Storage network needs to be monitored to ensure uninterrupted communication between the server and the storage array. So storage network needs to be monitored to ensure uninterrupted communication between the server and the storage array. Uninterrupted access to the data over the storage network depends on the accessibility of the physical and the logical components of the storage network. The physical components of a storage network include the switches, the ports and the cables. The logical components include constructs such as the zones. We have talked about zoning in storage area networks. We can use the zone as a logical components of the storage network. Any failure in the physical or the logical component causes data unavailability. For example, errors in zoning such as specifying the wrong worldwide name of a port result in failure to access that particular port, which potentially prevents access from a host to its storage. Capacity monitoring in a storage network involves monitoring the number of available ports in the fabric, the utilization of the interswitch links or individual ports, and each interconnect device in the fabric. So capacity monitoring in a storage network involves monitoring the number of available ports in the fabric, the utilization of the interswitch links, all the individual ports, and each interconnect device in the fabric. Capacity monitoring provides all the required inputs for the future planning and optimization of the required fabric resources. So that is about the capacity monitoring of the storage network. Let us see the performance monitoring of the storage network. Monitoring the performance of the storage network enables assessing individual component performance and helps to identify the network bottlenecks. For example, monitoring the port performance involves measuring the receive or the transmit link utilization metrics, which indicates how busy the switch port is. Heavily used ports can cause queuing of the input outputs on the server, which results in poor performance. For IP networks, monitoring the performance includes monitoring the network latency, the packet loss, the bandwidth utilization for the input output, network errors, packet transmission rates, and the collisions. Now, storage network security monitoring provides information about unauthorized change to the configuration of the fabric. So we just discussed the capacity monitoring and the performance monitoring of the storage network. Now let us try to understand the security monitoring for the storage network. Storage network security monitoring provides information about any unauthorized change to the configuration of the fabric. For example, changes to the zone policies that can affect the data security. Login failures and unauthorized access to the switches for performing the administrative changes should be logged and monitored continuously. The login failures and unauthorized access to the switches for performing the administrative changes should be logged and monitored continuously. So that is about the monitoring parameters pertaining to the storage area or the storage network. Now let us try to understand these monitoring parameters with respect to the storage. The accessibility of the storage array should be monitored for its hardware components and the various processes. Storage arrays are typically configured with redundant components, and therefore individual component failure does not usually affect their accessibility. However, failure of any process in the storage array might disrupt or compromise the business operations. For example, the failure of a replication task affects disaster recovery capabilities. Some storage array provides the capability to send messages to the vendor's support center if the hardware or process failures occur, referred to as a call home. Capacity monitoring of a storage array enables the administrator to respond to the storage needs preemptively based on the capacity utilization and consumption trends. Information about unconfigured and unallocated storage space enables the administrator to decide whether a new server can be allocated storage capacity from the storage array. So that is about the capacity monitoring of the storage. A storage array can be monitored using a number of performance metrics such as the utilization rates of the various storage array components, the input-output response time, and the cache utilization. For example, an overutilized storage array component might lead to performance degradation. Right? An overutilized storage array component might lead to performance degradation. A storage array is usually a shared resource which may be exposed to security threats. So monitoring security helps us to track unauthorized configuration of the storage array and ensures that only authorized users are allowed to make use of the storage. Right? So monitoring the security helps us to track the unauthorized configuration of the storage array and ensures that only authorized users are allowed to access it. So that is about the security monitoring. So we discussed what are the 4 key monitoring parameters. So we discussed what is accessibility, the capacity, the performance, and the security. And then we discussed what are the components that needs to be monitored for these parameters. We discussed we are going to monitor the host, which includes the accessibility of the host, the performance of the host, the capacity of the host, as well as the security, and all these 4 parameters will also be monitored for the storage network and the storage. With this, let us conclude this video session on storage area networks. Thank you.